But it's more psychological than just the general movie.
Mm.
So a lot of thought goes into like the storytelling in this one.
Well, it's
Yeah.
based on a novel. And then
What is a novel?
yeah, at the end, in the
Apparently
end
it's a
credits, it says
remake.
it's based on a book. And apparently there was a 1940 something
By the same name?
version
Yeah.
of the book as well.
Yeah, it's a remake.
Oh. Who was the author?
Who was the author?
Of the, or maybe we'll come to that.
William
William.
Lindsay Gresham,
Oh,
which
okay.
itself had another film adaptation in 1947.
Oh. Interesting.
Yeah, so this was 1940s novel,
1940s novel.
which actually got adaptation a year later.
Not bad.
Interesting. It's just a year later.
Oh.
So it explores the dark underbelly of circuses and Big Show X.
Yeah, but it's not a horror.
It's strictly not a horror movie, although it does explore the dark underbelly of circuses and Big Show X. So yeah, I mean, as Jonas says, there's psychological, there's some thematic elements, deeper meanings.
A lot of psychological elements in there.
Why did she actually betray Stan, right? Like I was also kind of thinking about this as well.
Well, I thought it was kind of obvious.
What is she? Is he just a test subject for her?
In a way, it was like she was using her own sort of mentalism to like make him do what she wanted him to do.
Right.
So
yeah, but because she said the line, "Am I powerful enough for you now, Stan?" Right. So,
yeah, she practically played his game better.
Yeah. So.
But again, she was a psychiatrist, so.
Psychiatrist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Psychiatrist, psychologist, yeah. One of the two.
And also the thing with the dad, Stan's dad, we keep getting kind of like flashbacks about how he hated the dad.
Yep, again and again, even right at the end.
Yeah. He says, I've always hated you, he says. And he apparently killed his own father.
Yeah, but overall it was a okay story. It was not bad at all. It was quite good acting. Quite solid.
Well, Bradley Cooper, yeah, really, I think really good performance from Bradley Cooper. Yeah. Because he had to sort of transition from, like the kind of person he is at the beginning of the movie, and then, becoming a bit more like a con man sort of character. And at the very end into like a homeless dude.
Yeah, he's quite a good actor. Like comedy, action, whatever he plays, he does it really well. He even plays one of my favorite characters in Marvel, so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of cool that we could see more of his range in this movie. It's
got a.
Apparently, it's an Oscar contender. This one.
An Oscar contender. This was actually released last year, like not this year.
Yeah. So
this year in Australia, yes, but it was released last year, like overseas. We got it a bit late, so we got it at the same time as the digital release in the US.
Yeah, so it'll be this year's Oscar. That's what I mean. It's in the running. for the 2022 or 2020. Yeah, it's close to the cutoff date for 2022 Oscars consideration.
Mhm. And when are the Oscars?
Normally, what is it? Is it March or April? Can't remember.
In March, I think.
Hmm.
The Oscars.
Hmm.
You got Kate Blanchett.
Yeah, Kate Blanchett was the mentalist. I mean, the psychiatrist.
Oh yeah,
Yes, that's right.
Kate Blanchett.
Kate Blanchett. And then there were a
Bradley
few
Cooper.
other. William Dafoe, wasn't it?
Oh, William Dafoe was that there.
At the beginning,
Yeah.
and then he kind of disappeared afterwards. So that plot didn't really resolve itself.
He was in
You
Spider-Man.
saw the characters Bradley Cooper,
Bradley Cooper was in
Kate
there.
Blanchett as Dr. Lilith Ritter,
Oh yeah.
and then Toni Collette is actually
Oh, Toni Collette was there too.
Xena.
She's Australian, you know, Toni Collette.
Yeah, they're all Australians, yes.
Okay. Bradley
Uh,
Cooper is not Australian. No.
No,
No.
William
Yep.
Dafoe is Clem
Mhm.
or Plea.
William Dafoe.
Richard Jenkins is this Ezra dude who
Hmm.
ruthless auto tycoon.
Yep. Well, Defoe could have played a bigger role, but he didn't.
Rooney Mara
He's Spider-Man.
is
No, yeah.
actually, she plays Molly. So Rooney Mara, you may know her from the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
And that was her. What?
Yeah,
Oh,
Rooney
yeah.
Mara.
Well,
Ron
she didn't,
Perlman.
she didn't really finish the story for that character either. So
Well, in a
that's
way
bit
she
of a
did,
loss.
right? She just left him, right?
She walked away, but
She walked
that
away,
was
yeah.
practically it.
Yeah.
Like, really? Okay.
Well,
That,
I
that
guess
was
that
the
says
that
it
was the
all.
end of her arc.
Yeah, exactly. That says it all.
Hmm.
And then Ron Perlman. Actually, interestingly, Ron Perlman was Hellboy, and Del Toro also did 2 Hellboy movies.
Hmm.
Yeah, so that's interesting. He's
Well, the
also in
Hellboy
that.
wasn't really that great of a show.
Oh, it's definitely better than the more recent Hellboy. Those 2, the first 2,
Hmm.
compared to the.
You mean
I
the
think the
more
David
modern
Harbour
one and the
one. Yeah,
less?
that one wasn't great.
I thought all of them were not great.
Oh, well, the first one was pretty good, I thought.
Yeah, I agree to disagree, but we're not talking about that
Hellboy.
maybe.
We're talking about the same one, right? The Del Toro one. See, not this one, which got like.
Not the recent one, the older
this one is like
the
this
weird one.
was crap, right?
Yeah,
But
that one was.
the original Hellboy with Ron Perlman, also directed by Del Toro. So
Yeah,
this one was
still,
a fairly good one.
Agree to disagree.
Well, yeah, audience wasn't as great, but yeah, anyway. Yeah, David Stratton as Pete, who died pretty early on. And yeah, some of the other supporting characters.
That's it. But yeah, the story is kind of interesting and looking at how mentalists work in general.
Yeah, mediums. How they
Because
work.
mentalism, mediums not so real, but mentalism kind of is, because that's more of like reading people and the cold readings and stuff.
Yeah, but the book is sort of like an expose about
Of like uncovering how to find
exactly, yes,
or how to do mentalism yourself. Because it's like give a letter and then they fill out what they want you to fill out themselves. That's a cold reading. They give you the things needed for you to finish that reading.
Yeah, but you only need a little bit of information.
Exactly.
That's
That's why they say start with the letter. That's it. And then they say they think of something and then they go off that.
And I think maybe, a lot of the time they sort of get it right just because I think they can do a lot with that little bit of information.
Yeah, but as you saw that when they were on stage, they were definitely doing the cold reading as is. And when she talked to the psychiatrist, like how did you know what was in the bag? And that's because of all the cues that he saw beforehand.
Yeah, so he recognized. So he's a bit like a detective who can spot little things and then form a good picture of the person's.
Yeah, because
life.
that's what mentalism is.
Yeah.
There's even a show called The Mentalist,
Yeah.
which is practically that itself.
Right.
It's not like he's lying or anything, he's reading. But still, it's kind of a iffy subject to get into.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole. I think that's sort of like the question that the movie's asking, right? How far do you go to?
Yeah,
so
but
at the end, he went pretty far.
Yeah, he kind of went pretty
trouble.
far. And then he got information from other sources to find out what happened to that guy, which is why his readings 1-1 tend to be more precise because he did his research on the person, obviously.
Yeah. But at the end, what he did even caused who were the couple to commit suicide. Well, actually, she shot him, and then she shot herself.
Yeah. So it's playing a dangerous game with mentalism.
Yeah, that's right.
Mentalism, is it?
Mentalism.
Yeah. So considering it's like a game of psychological horror. Yeah. And is there really much to talk about? It was quite quick. It was
quite quick, but then it's actually 2.5 hours.
It was actually long.
I guess, yeah, it was kind of a long movie, but
it's long.
Yeah, but in terms of the story, it kind of did go quick because they went through a lot of stuff really well.
Yeah. What was the electricity bit?
It was just kind of like a magic.
That's kind of just a magic trick.
It's magic trick. It's not a superpower. No,
definitely not.
I thought it was. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But it looks cool and
it looks good when I first did it. Yeah. I thought it was Marvel or something. Yeah. Or X-Men or something.
Nope.
Storm or something. Anyway.
Well, the director has done. I don't know how many of his movies you've seen. He's done quite a few.
I think.
Blade 2, Pacific Rim.
Pacific Rim I found good until the second one was.
Well, he didn't do the second one. He did the first one. Yeah.
They made the second one into another big kaiju battle.
Yeah.
Hey, Crimson Peak I've seen. That's a bit of a horror type.
Chronos. I don't know this one. This is his first ever one. It's a horror drama. Hellboy.
That.
He did. Yeah. Hellboy 1 and Hellboy 2. Shadow of Water is the one that got the Oscar.
Yeah, that was an interesting one.
Yeah. It earned him the Best Picture and Best Director, on par with Nightmare Alley. And then Nightmare Alley. Noir thriller, or you could call it a noir psychological thriller. one of the best films of the year, and one of Del Toro's personal best.
Of
Devil's
2021 anyway, not 2022.
Yes, yes, of last year. It was released late last year, so it just made it a 2021 film.
Yeah.
And Pan's Labyrinth, which is this
Oh,
dark
I saw that
fantasy
movie.
film. Huh?
I saw that movie. That was an interesting one.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one, this one. It's like an adult fairy tale sort of movie.
Yep. Anyways, yeah. Can't really say much things bad about it. It's just that they haven't finished up stories, which I hope they would.
Oh, you mean like the Molly?
Yep. And as well, why did the psychiatrist do that? They didn't really explain that either. It's like she did because she did.
And I guess that
because you can.
This is one of those shows that's maybe open to interpretation. Like you could, actually try to,
Okay, so my interpretation would be that she just wants to beat him.
Yeah, kind of. It's like a game, as you say, that she's playing.
Yeah, and as well, it was kind of obvious that she was doing that from the start.
Yeah, I guess the question was who's playing who, right? We thought he might be the one playing her, but turned out that she's the one playing him.
In terms of a psychiatrist who can take up mentalist clues, that tends to be a big uptake in strategy over just a mentalist on his own.
Yeah.
Because if you think of mentalism, they're reading signs of like what people are doing and stuff, but psychologists can think of what they're actually thinking.
They're saying that they're even operating at an even deeper level.
Yeah, like as well, after all their sessions, she gets to know him more. So the more they talk, the more she would know his ideas and how he would work.
Yeah, that's right. She knows exactly what makes him tick,
Exactly.
Kind of, yes. And so in that sense, yes, she's got the upper hand.
She's more devious, and it definitely shows. I was waiting for her to just betray him. Because that was not something that was something that was not obvious. It was super obvious to me. Like, what? Okay. Anyway, should we get to our scores?
Interestingly, Leonardo Di Caprio was actually the original choice for the lead role.
Really?
But he, I can see him in this role.
So for him to finally win an Oscar?
Hasn't he won something already? Leonardo.
No, he was the guy who always didn't win one. He keeps
but always gets nominated, but never win.
But never win. That was the case of Leonardo DiCaprio for quite a while. And he was kind of annoyed at that. And it became a meme. Yeah,
he was definitely gonna do it, but due to scheduling issues, he couldn't. But but he has definitely had a common fascination for the carnival. So I think he did want to do it.
Well, if Bradley Cooper wins it for the Oscar, then Leo DiCaprio is gonna go insane. Yeah, he's like, oh no, should have done it. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Yeah, we can do our scores. I think Bernie already gave his. I think what was this again?
6.5.
6.5, is it?
7.5 from Bernie.
Oh, 7.5. No, he reduced it.
You did? No, 6.5. Correction, 6.5 out of 10.
6.5. Okay.
Oh yeah, 6.5. Yeah, he reduced.
And
And he
who
says something
else?
about mentalism is the magic of the mind, popular entertainment these days. Core reading done pretty well. Yes.
Yep, cold readings.
Cold readings.
That's how they do it, guys. It's not a magic trick. It's actual science.
Magic trick. The mentalism.
Well, it's all about reading little clues, all right?
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah.
Mentalism.
Well, if you
Mentalism.
understand how it works, it won't affect you.
Oh.
Well, if you know that someone is trying to do a mentalism trick on you, or like a cold reading, you could obviously trip them up.
Oh.
It's actually a lot easier now to trip up mentalism people now than ever. Because people know about it more.
Yeah.
It's harder for mentalists to trick people.
Oh.
Yeah, now that people know how they operate or how they work, it's a bit like magic too. If
it's a magic
at some
thing.
point you know how they pull off those, how the illusionists pull off those shows.
Oh yeah, illusionist.
Well, considering that there was a magic show which actually showed the illusions. What was that show called again?
The Illusionists? Or
The illusionist.
are you talking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
the Hugh Jackman and Christian Bale one?
No, not that
The
one.
Prestige. The Prestige.
Not that one. What was that show? Did that one have Bradley Cooper? Wait, no. That was someone else. It's a different group. Now you see me.
Oh, okay.
And now
There
you
was
see me
this,
too.
that one is a sequel too.
And now you see me too. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was like magicians, which
Oh,
actually
yeah.
showed their illusions, like how their illusions.
Yeah, how they do it. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that movie too. Yeah. It's pretty good.
Yeah, so it's kind of like,
Yeah.
okay, so here's a trick, and we're going to show you how it's done.
Yeah.
That's going to trip up a lot of people who are trying to trick people. So thank you. Now we know how it's done. You know, I got to get this now.
Okay.
Yep.
So
back to our scores.
Yes.
So Jeff, what did you give it?
What did I give? I'll probably give it. Oh, maybe a 7. 7. Yeah, it's so. It's just got Kate Blanchett in it, which is she's won awards before, right? Yeah, she's won Oscars, so some credit there.
Yep.
It's not bad. It's not bad. Yeah, it's based in the 1920s or something.
1940s.
1940s.
Yeah.
Interesting times. The World War and mentalism. Yeah.
Yep. And Marcus, what would be your score?
Yeah, I think around the same as Jeff. What I really like though is the look of the film. I like how it looks. I like the whole aesthetic, the whole carnival look of it at the beginning, and then it transitioned into something. It's so to me, it's almost like two different movies. Well, not quite, but there seems to be a clear break, like when he left the carnival and then did his own thing. There was like a shift in his character too. Like in 2 years, he's like sort of
and time
morphed
passed,
into
yeah.
a different person, like more sinister, more like a con man. But I think started off kind of, it's like one of those slow burn movies. So you sort of have to give it a bit of patience and time, and then it'll sort of pay off a bit at the end. Yeah, so pretty good psychological thriller. Really good expose of how, I think we already talked about this, how mentalism works. Yeah, and I thought Bradley Cooper's performance was great. and also like Cat Blanchett was also a standout as well. So yeah, 7 for me.
Yep. I would give it a 6.
Oh, it's pretty high for you.
It's a solid movie. I can't really fault it much. Picks up some loose ends which weren't really finished, as well as a kind of predictable story. You could kind of tell what's coming. So yeah, it didn't really trip me up and like saying this is gonna happen or being like not predictable. It was super predictable. Overall, yeah, 6 out of 10. So solid, worth a watch.
Okay, 6 from Jono. Phil.
Yeah, I gave it a 7. I thought it was pretty good. Good acting, kept my interest for the whole film. So yeah, it was good.
Did you like the aesthetic of it?
Yeah, I did actually. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, because I know you kind of like to look at how a film looks. So I thought this one had good. I think this one deserves like a nomination for cinematography or something.
I'll definitely get some nominations.
Yeah, actually, has it got any nominations already?
Good question.
Well, anyway, IGN 8 from IGN.
Why?
Neo Noir Pact, an impressive ensemble.
What was the title for this one?
What do you mean? Oh, the brutality of man.
Oh, I didn't think of that at all.
Yeah, apparently this is a big theme, and especially because they're kind of talking about the geek, and what they did to, humans like those. And even at the end, it's like there seems to be something about why he's saying that I was born for it. So I'm not quite sure yet what it means, but it's something to do with the theme of how badly humans treat other human beings. But yeah, see, people. So a female psychiatrist who is even more dangerous than he is. Rotten Tomatoes.
Well, they just spoiled the movie right there.
Well, yeah, this is a spoiler-filled review. Spoiler. Oh, actually, it says spoiler-free.
Then why do they just do a spoiler-free review?
Well, it just says more dangerous, I guess. It's not super spoiler-filled.
It says female psychiatrist who was even more dangerous.
More dangerous.
That's the spoiler.
Yeah, it does give a bit away.
It gives something away.
Yeah, it gave it away. So yeah.
80% on Rotten Tomatoes, but the audience is not as great.
Well, in terms of psychological type movies, a lot of audiences don't always understand what's going on.
Yeah, they
probably
have to also find it maybe a bit. Well, see, the interesting thing is that actually, wait, where was that? Yeah, it actually flopped really, really badly in the cinemas.
Well, still, it's the whole COVID situation. So,
well, it's not. I mean, Spider-Man did super well.
It did super well. It was
in December, so we can't really blame COVID.
But as well, it didn't release in Australia until now.
No, but this is just talking domestically in the US. You only brought in look at that, 3 million on a 60 million budget.
Yeah, but now it's on like several streaming platforms.
Well, the box office failure is actually because of Spider-Man, because it was released in December in the US, so it was going up against No Way Home.
So it practically stole the thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because considering after seeing No Way Home, I had not heard anything of this movie until like it got released.
Yeah, right. Like
But I mean, Australia-wise, obviously this didn't release until January.
Until like practically now. Yeah.
But yeah, I guess it's it's just probably not the sort of movie that the mass audience would appeal to a mass audience, right?
But
So-
considering as well, this is probably his most realistic
yeah,
style
yeah.
movie.
It's probably his most grounded one. Yes.
Yeah. And more realistic because it's actual talking, not like superficial or anything. It's just down to earth, grounded.
Yeah, this is exactly what you're saying here. But it's his most grounded film, and with its strange, doomy, otherworldly sensibility, it's absolutely a Del Toro film for the world today.
Yeah,
Wow.
so it's more realistic to proper realistic standards.
Yes.
So Bill might like this one
Oh,
because he's always so like into the whole realism, and he doesn't like the movies because it's not too realistic.
darn! And he's not here today.
Yeah.
This review says it features one of the most compelling final shots in recent cinema history. Actually, what was the final shot?
Him laughing.
Oh, right. So that was him laughing, right?
Yep, I was born for this. Whatever.
Ha 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 ha. There's probably some kind of symbolism there. But then some people say yawn. Zzz. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, those are probably from people who don't really understand the movie.
Yeah, I wonder how this compares to the 1947 version, but it's probably a black and white, that one.
Like noir style.
Yeah, exactly. Noir, yeah. Apparently there is a black and white of
Is there a
this
noir
one as
version?
well. Black, white. See, Nightmare Alley's black and white version gets limited theatrical release.
Very nice.
Black and white.
Well, it's just noir.
Yeah, just
Like-
noir.
The other movie that did really well as a noir was the Logan movie.
The what?
Logan.
Oh, Logan. Yes. That
When,
also.
when they release it on like Blu-ray, DVD, and stuff, they had the noir cut.
That's right.
They're just black and white.
I think it's trying to do Sin City style, which is full noir.
Yeah, but it's interesting that some movies are providing it as like a special edition to the movie.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that when a Blu-ray of this comes out, they'll probably have like a black and white, maybe cut of it. Sort of like what they also did with Mad Max Fury Road.
Mm.
So they had I think the director had a black and white version of that as well. And also, Logan. Even just
Mad Max probably wouldn't have done well as a noir because that's really an action type movie.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right.
Is that it?
Hmm.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, to finish off, here's all of Del Toro's movies ranked from worst to best, and let's see where. Well, this is just Screen Rant's rating, but let's see where Nightmare Alley falls in their ranking. Mimic at 11, Blade 2 at 10, Hellboy at 9, only 9. Okay, Pacific Rim at 8, Shape of Water 7, Chronos 6, 5, Crimson Peak, Hellboy 2 at 4, and Nightmare Alley falls at number 3. Not bad. Devil's Backbone, and the top movie is still Pan's Labyrinth, which I think I would agree with that.
That was actually quite a good movie.
Yeah. It's like what I was saying before, like a adult fairy tale, adult Alice in Wonderland.
I think it was one of the first to actually do that before some other series and movies started to think
Uh-huh.
of the same idea.
Yeah.
Like
Like
There
Once
was-
Upon a Time.
yeah. There was one about like Red Riding Hood. They forgot the name of the story, but that was also a really dark film.
Yeah.
What was
So
that
this
trick
might have
called?
kickstart a lot of some of those adult fairy tale movies. Yeah.
What was that version called? I forgot. But it definitely wasn't called Red Riding Hood. There was a really dark version of it. Yeah, I forget.
Hmm.
Yep. Overall good story.
All right.
It's good, yeah.
All right. I think that's it for discussion.